What's happening, Panda Nation? Peter Von Panda here. Just want to hit you up with some golf discussion. And today's topic is the golf cart. First of all, I always loved the golf cart. It's how I got into golf. Going out with my uncle long before I ever swung a club, picked up a club. I just loved driving the golf cart. It was like an adventure, like a Disneyland ride. And where I wasn't very good at it, almost threw my uncle out of the cart a couple times. I've done that as an adult as well to some people. Man, sometimes it's hard to judge those turns. You're going in at a high rate of speed. Looks like it's a pretty gentle turn, but it is a more acute than you think. And you give your passenger a little bit of a scare. But basically, there has been all sorts of advancement in golf cart technology over the years. And a lot of them I really like. A lot of them I'm a little skeptical of. But the one thing that I like universally about the golf cart technology is the individual golf cart. And there are all sorts of reasons. First of all, I think two people golf carts, they're fine. But one of the big complaints about golf is it takes too much time. It's expensive. People can't get on the course. You can't get the tee times you want. And so there's always been talk about how to speed up the play of golf. And especially if they make golf courses longer and whatnot, that's going to slow everything down. But one of the issues, especially with speed of play, is that to me, it directly correlates to the price of the golf course. If I can only get on X number of players, let's say I can only get 1,000 people on the golf course because of the speed of play, but I could get 1,200 on if we could speed up that play. Well, then I could reduce actually the golf cost for players. I could get more people on. It would be 20% cheaper, potentially, maybe not quite that exact or that direct, but that would make it more accessible to people. I think it would make it less intimidating. It would certainly be more affordable. And I think regardless of whether you are budgeting in golf and you're spending already, it's always better to have it a little cheaper. So to me, the way you do this is you embrace the golf cart scooter. So instead of having two people in the golf cart, you have one person in the golf cart. Now, I've seen a bunch of different versions of golf cart scooters. They all intrigue me, and I think I could handle any of them. But I don't know that some people at some ages and some flexibilities would want them. So the one I probably like the least, I actually dig it because I think you could use it for other things other than golf. But it's this big wheeled motorcycle scooter. You put your bag between your legs and then it rides up into the middle where the handlebars are. And so every time you park, you get off it and you pull out your golf clubs. Now, my problem with this is that it looks pretty awesome. It looks like a motorcycle. So it looks cool. You definitely could be a badass on it as much as being a middle-aged person on a golf course is badass. But the disadvantage of it is you're high stepping over the seat. I'm not sure that the bike type of thing is right for a lot of people, especially like the more mature audience. The mature audience might not like getting over and off and on and off. And I think that it's probably the least universally interesting. Now, let me say this. If you were going to have multiple types of scooters, and when people came on and wanted an individual golf scooter and they could pick theirs, that would be cool. I might pick that. I might try it out. But the ones that I probably like the most are half a golf cart. And some of these are like tricycles. So maybe a couple of big wheels in the front or a couple of big wheels in the back, maybe one wheel in the front steering. But again, you just step into it. So a raised seat, almost like a bicycle seat on a post in some cases, but a much lower floor. So you just step into it. No harder, no more difficult than getting into a regular golf cart. But then again, it's just one person. Usually the golf bag is standing up in the back, kind of vertically. You're almost leaned against it. So you've got your golf bag and cart there. Now, I've described these golf scooters to you. I've described them. You probably have a picture in your head of what they look like because I just painted that picture so vividly for you. Now, the advantage here, you might be saying, Pete, that sounds dumb. Doesn't really spend a lot of time on the golf cart anyway. The issue to me is when I slice it off to the right, my buddy hooks it off to the left on the rough on that side, and I have to go down the right side. I find my golf ball. Sometimes then my buddy will take the golf cart and go get his golf ball. Then I'm waiting, or I take my shot. I'm walking back, and you just got this time where he could go straight there. We could be both taking our shots at roughly the same time, or almost exactly the same time. But there's always got to be some sequentiality to it. There's always got to be this rank order to it. Who's further back, and who can we get to first, and all this other stuff. And so you're just extending out that time. If everyone went straight to their ball, then you'd all be hitting. It'd be like one person playing the hole, pretty much, because you are moving at the speed of everyone's individual game. Whereas in a golf cart, in a two-person golf cart, you're always slowing it down to some extent. Someone is giving up some time, right? Someone is waiting, even if it's just to drop you off at your golf ball before I go to mine. Now, the other problem with this is when I don't have the right club. All right, I'm swinging my hybrid here, and I'm like, I don't have this shot. I got to wedge it out back to the fairway, and you're like, oh, my buddy's on the other side with the golf bag, and you're thinking, I'm not going to walk over there, just get my wedge. No, I'm going to take my shot here. I'm just going to chip it out. And I've done this, right? You just bite the bullet, play the club that you have. I did this last week because my buddy and I, we just played a twosome, so he usually walks, but this time we rode because it was just him. And I had my hybrid, and I'm speaking from experience here. And normally I would have said, what, here, just get my wedge. I'm just going to put it out here 80 yards, get it back in the fairway. So I kind of knocked it with my hybrid. It went through the fairway into the rough on the other side behind a tree. It was a shot I didn't need to take, but I wasn't going to flag my buddy to bring the golf cart back. So how many times have you done that? Take a less than ideal shot or used a less than ideal club because it was easier than waiting for the cart to get back or slowing the game down because of that. So the other thing that I was thinking about here is how many times have you converged to help your buddies find a golf ball because you had to, right? Because he lost a golf ball or wasn't sure where it was, and you're sitting there, you're looking out the other side of the golf cart. Eventually you find it, but now you got to go and find your golf ball in the rough on the other side, and the same deal. Now, you could have both guys searching. It may take 3 minutes, but now instead of 3 minutes over here and then 3 minutes over here for a total 6 minutes, you've got two guys looking for their own individual balls, spending 3 minutes. So you've cut that time in half, which I really like too. The last thing, and this might not apply to as many people as I think, it doesn't apply to me quite yet, but I have been thinking about using Arccos, or because I'm in the Garmin world and using the Garmin watch, or the Garmin sensors on the golf clubs. But if you use Arccos, you need some sort of device that monitors the swing, right? It's the receiver that monitors the swing sensor and all of that jazz. And a lot of times now they have built one that will go onto your waistband. And so you've got to always have that. And so if you have your club and that sensor. But what I like about that is that you could take that and put it on your golf bag, assuming that the golf bag was within range. And that just takes stuff off of you. It's probably not going to affect your swing per se, but it's just one less thing that you have to have on you. I like to have as little on me, no car keys, no wallet, no change in my pocket. I don't even like having a pocket full of keys. I'll have 3 or 4 just so that you don't feel a lot of stuff moving around, like hands all over your body when you're trying to take a swing. It's okay if you're paying for the massage, but you just don't want those distractions. Now, if I could have that sensor on my golf bag, that would be even better because then it's not on my body. I can take the swing, get all of that data. But if the golf bag drives away, that sensor isn't going to work. It's not going to pick up that golf swing. And so you have to think about that if you're not going to have your devices with you, if you're not going to have your Arccos sensor or Garmin or whatever you might use. So if it's going to drive away and you're going to miss half your shots because the cart isn't within range, well, then that kind of negates it. Then you got to put it on your body. So I just think having that individual golf cart allows you the freedom to do that. Put all of your equipment, put your speaker, play your own music. If you are a Muzak kind of guy on the golf course, now I can listen to my country and I don't have to listen to your Taylor Swift. She's, by the way, neither is Maren Morris. So those I like because now I can have all kind of the personal stuff. I can have my drinks. Now I can take a drink. I don't have to worry about where's the cart go? Where's my Gatorade, my Powerade, my Haterade? You've got all that with you. It's your own personal nirvana. So I just love the idea of having your own golf cart scooter. I think it will give you the ability to set up your game exactly like you want. It'll allow you to have the tech you want, the music that you want, the drinks, the resources, the balls, the tees, and the clubs, most importantly, that you need to switch to when you want to. You could probably get them closer to the green because maybe just less weight. I'm guessing not up on the green, but I know that a lot of times you can't get the cart because of the signs anywhere near the green. So maybe this will even allow you to get up a little closer. But most importantly, I think it speeds up the game. It gets more people on the golf course and off the golf course. It helps bring down the cost of golf for people across the board. And I think we need to embrace the individual golf scooter. That's my take on it. What's yours? Do you like them? Or do you want to be there with your buddy talking? I feel like you get to talk on the golf course, on the tee, on the green. When I'm just sitting in the golf cart itself. We talk, but I can talk in a lot of places, especially at the après golf at the end. So let me know your thoughts on it too. But more individual golf scooters. That's what I want. Peter Von Panda, out.
Here we are, face to face, a couple of silver spoons, hoping to find we're two of a